So, nakatambay ka sa record. Binanggit mo kasi. How is it?
Okay, can we now start? To continue the discussion on crops, we go to a topic very close to crops, which is environment and biodiversity. Okay, so our topic is, part 2 is media engagement through sustainable partnership. We have 4 resource persons. Our first resource person is the Director and Principal Advisor of GIZ, or German Development Corporation in the Philippines, Mr. Walter Salzer. Sir.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very thankful to your Executive Director, Ariel Saperino, for inviting me to this event. Actually, it's the first time in my life ever that I'm speaking in front of so many journalists. This has never happened to me before, and therefore I'm very, very happy to have this occasion and this chance to talk to you. We had, GIZ had quite a number of engagements in recent times. These are, let me put it like this, we have a very young relationship with the Philippine Press Institute. There have been some exhibitions in October on forestry and biodiversity, and I guess that is where GIZ and journalists got together on a more formal and a more structured way in order to communicate on issues related to forestry and international efforts to mitigate the effects of climate change. Then in November last year we had an extended roundtable on environmental issues and its dimensions, based on which GIZ had a chance to present itself and its work to probably 10-15 of your colleagues. Based on which then more intensive collaboration was agreed. So this is the little history of GIZ being a partner to the Philippine Press Institute. And we are very thankful for this contact, because when we work in countries like the Philippines, we need not only public relations, we need also support in terms of policies. GIZ is here not only to assist in development, but also to influence the legal and administrative frame conditions for development. And for this it proves that more and more the public is also needs to be involved. But before I go on, please let me give you some background on GIZ. GIZ stands for Deutsche Gesellschaft für internationale Zusammenarbeit. It is a federally owned public benefit enterprise. It supports the German government in achieving its development policy goals all over the world, and by promoting international cooperation for sustainable development and international education work. GIZ operates in more than 130 countries and presently employs about 17,000 international and national staff all over the world. In the Philippines, we are presently focusing on 4 areas. First of all, sustainable economic development. Second area, that is the area where I am from, environmental development and climate change. Decentralization and crisis prevention and conflict transformation. That is a project which mainly operates in Caraga, in Mindanao. While the other 3 sectors, of course, have always a national branch and they mainly operate in the Visayas. That is where LEDA wanted German Development Corporation to be most. Apart from operations here in the Philippines, we have also regional programs. They extend especially to the ASEAN region, but a larger portfolio is also implemented in the Pacific region. My speech will basically center on the question, why are environmental issues and bringing them to the attention to the public so vital? For answering that question, I have come up with 3 arguments or theses. First one is, with scarce natural resources, especially per capita, everyone is affected and will be even more so affected in future. The common denominator among all hot topics being in the press, poverty, food security, economic growth, energy supply, and nature conservation is land. The population of the Philippines is nearing 100 million, each one finding a means to live and survive. A good portion can actually do without land, but most depend in one way or another on land. Basically, each single individual requires space for living, space for working, and space for recreation. With an increasing population, and I guess you all know that Philippines has about 2% increase every year. That means 2 million people are added to the population each year. Land, especially land per capita, becomes scarcer and scarcer. Defining its best optimal use is a challenge for many reasons. At most places, potential land uses are competing with each other, and often you find extremely challenging contradictions. For example, between mining interests and agricultural or forest or biodiversity interests. Or, as what you find these days in the newspapers around the Boracay case, the indigenous people land use interests and non-indigenous people land use interests. These contradictions which all relate to land, and most of those contradictions are there, and actually most conflicts are there because the access to land was never really regulated, especially on public lands here in the Philippines. With an ever-rising population depending on land, the natural environments become near depletion and are in many places already heavily degraded, especially in so-called timberlands or the public lands but also the foreshore lands. Most conflicts